the most valuable thing you have is your relationships. And people are not truly able to build good and strong networks and relationships if they are available 24/7 to respond to urgent requests. That's work. Yes, you're providing work value, but you're not providing long-term value for your book of business, for just sort of the network that will support you, will support your firm moving forward.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmakers video series where point one can make a difference. I'm joined today by Evan Goodman, who is a founding member of Goodman Corporate Law. Thanks so much for being with us today, Evan.
Thank you.
Can you talk us through how you would set a boundary for daily things? Like, I know that you're a very involved dad. If one of your kids had an activity at school or after school that you wanted to participate in, or if there was some family time you wanted to spend just in your daily life, not something you knew about 6 weeks in advance or that would take you away from the office for a whole week. How do you recommend setting boundaries for those kind of things?
Imagine you had a meeting with a client at X time, right? And another client asks you to do something then. Are you going to cancel the meeting with the first client? No. Are you going to figure out how to get a response to the second client and to address their need? Yes. And the same is true with family life and other items. If you have an activity for your kids at school, that's like the client meeting, right? Like it is it is just as important, if not more important, than something that could also be a barrier to responding to another client immediately. So if you frame it like that and say, "Hey, I'm unavailable at this time," that's reasonable.
I think that's an amazing way to think about it. And I haven't actually heard someone describe it that way before. So I think this might actually help a lot of people. If you were still back in Big Law and you were part of a firm, could you just say, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm unavailable at 2 o'clock. I can do it until 1:30, or I can do it anytime after 4." And would that fly?
I think it depends on your team. So I have certainly done that and it be reasonable. Like I'll get back as soon as I can, but I am unavailable and that has been fine in some circumstances. I've had it where there was client work where I'm in a closing and I say, "Hey, I can't respond to this item right away because I'm literally working on a closing right now," and had a partner lose it because of that, right? Because I didn't respond immediately because I wasn't working on his stuff, I was working on someone else's stuff. So, like, it can just as easily happen with work for someone else. You have to value things in a way that, doesn't that you're not constantly living in fear and you're not overvaluing that some partner is unreasonable and can be upset. Of course, if you're at a firm, if you're an attorney, otherwise, you want to do the best for your clients and you want to do the work and you want to ensure that everything gets done in a timely manner. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the world doesn't exist and isn't valuable.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's say there's somebody who is watching this video who doesn't have any boundaries, who is known just for his or her sheer availability 24/7, hasn't taken a vacation in forever, misses every family and event for their kids, doesn't see friends ever. What's a good first step to trying to set some boundaries?
I mean, I've, you know, stayed in the office overnight, countless nights in a row. My my vision doubled in a year, like my prescription. Um, I've had doctors at some points be like, you should really sleep more or, quit your job, right? Like this is not doesn't sound like a healthy thing. Um, and if that is where you're at, you're not gonna last long term, right? You have to, if your goal is to do the best for your clients, for your firm, for yourself, for your family, you need to have boundaries because eventually you burn out and you're probably not even being valued in a lot of ways if you're only grinding things out, right? Like at a certain point in your career, you need to have the most valuable thing you have is your relationships. And people are not truly able to build good and strong networks and relationships if they are available 24/7 to respond to urgent requests. That's work. Yes, you're providing work value, but you're not providing long-term value for your book of business, for just sort of the network that will support you, will support your firm moving forward.
Thank you very much for being with us today. I know how busy you are, and we appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you.